episode of the Get Out of Gaming Plus podcast. Uh, this is your bi-weekly podcast where we talk about everything geeky and nerdy and just basic things that we like. I'm Ben,
I'm Alex.
and we have a really great show. This is our first normal schedule show since we took a break. Super excited to kind of jump in there. Just a couple quick housekeeping things. This episode will be this Wednesday, and then a video version of this will be released on Friday on YouTube. So please, if you like what you hear, definitely hit subscribe on both ends.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should download the podcast and watch the video.
Yeah, do
Not
both.
the same.
I mean, you could at the same time, just like hit it right. Like it's probably the same amount of time and all that.
I mean, it is. It'd just be weird, especially if you were off by half a millisecond.
That's true. Right? Then you're gonna hear that weird megaphone echo and all that. But
yep, that would be so weird. All right, so we got a great show. We a couple things we're going to talk about is Forsaken's out, and it's not doing very well. We're going to talk about how Netflix continues to be kind of a jerk, and Justin Roiland's news, which, that one kind of hit. So let's just kind of jump into it. We're going to talk. Let's do what we've been playing and our hidden trophies. So we are off the holidays, and so Alex, I'm gonna let you go first. I've got like 2 things. I don't even know how many things you got, but
okay. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what we talked about last time. I don't know. Last episode was really weird because we were like recording it live and all that. So just in case, I'll recap you. We'll do Miles Morales. We'll go through this one more time, and then like my comic book will just fall down and it'll say issue 1. Yeah. But so I have been playing. I beat Final Fantasy the Crisis Core, and I enjoyed that a lot. The Final Fantasy Reunion, I think is what it was called. We talked about that, I believe, a little bit the last time, so I don't want to really get down into that. But the thing that I've been playing the most is Final Fantasy Origins, Stranger of Paradise. Now, this is the game made by Koei Tecmo, I believe. So it's basically Nier, but with Final Fantasy. So like Dark Souls, Final Fantasy, Nier, Final Fantasy. And it's a very, very corny, stupid game, and I love it so much. It is a really fun game to stream. It has a lot of online capabilities that I have not done anything with yet, but it is a very fun game, and I hope everyone gives it an opportunity to play it at some point, because I don't know, like the dialogue's so stupid, and I think that's one of the reasons why I love it. I hated the demo when the demo came out, but I also, when I played the game, I hated the first world, and that's what the demo was. So all the other worlds after that, I was like, this is really cool. But like your main character Jack, I guess story a little bit. It's basically a retelling of the original Final Fantasy game, but in a action RPG setting. Except there's like some weird isekai type stuff. So like you're all coming from different different timelines, and different dimensions and all of that. And so Jack is like the main character who you play as, and so he looks really stupid and like modern with like tattered like clothes, and I'm just like modern like pants and stuff. Everyone looks fairly modern until you change their gear. It seriously looks like they were just transported to this world, whatever they were doing before, and now they've had to survive. So like they're wearing like jeans or something, like actual like current day jeans, and they got ripped, so now they're still wearing ripped jeans. You play as Jack, and his whole thing is that he just wants to kill chaos. He doesn't know why he wants to kill chaos necessarily, but everyone who has a crystal who is a warrior of light, has the urge to defeat chaos, but he's just very one note of like, I'm gonna kill chaos. Chaos, is that chaos? We have to find chaos. And it's great. I love it so much. There was a girl who I met recently in the game who was, she said something about like, yeah, we got to kill chaos, and then like I swear I saw Jack's eyes light up. It's like, oh, are these two gonna get together because they both want to kill chaos? But I'm enjoying the game a lot. You see me play a little bit. What do you think of it so far?
I think it's a really good game. And I Alex has been very much like, oh my gosh, you need to buy this. We can play this online, and I will eventually buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I've told myself that until I finish some of the games that I already own, I will not be purchasing any new
Mm.
games, just
Wow.
because I know
Okay.
it's been very difficult. Um,
I'm sure.
even though I bought some stuff on limited run when they had that big sale. Um, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I got Jay and Silent Bob. I mean,
that's fair.
I know.
Yeah.
Even though I could buy that like digitally,
Mm-hmm.
I wanted that version
Yeah.
because it's Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah.
But yeah, that game actually looks really good. I was watching him play it. Um, now I will tell you, I am watching it right now on several outlets. The minute that drops just a little bit more, I will have to pull the trigger. I think it's $30 right now.
I pulled the trigger because it was buy two get one free like the day after Christmas at GameStop. And so I bought that, Elden Ring, and Judgment for PS5. And so like I made like I got a good deal on all of those essentially. And
Yeah,
that's the main reason why I did it. Maybe someday I'll touch Elden Ring. I don't think so. But I have it. So that, I mean, that's a thing. Yeah, so I don't know if that was in one of the bets or whatever, but I own Elden Ring now. That is a thing. Will I play it? Who knows? Um, let's see. Oh yeah, and then I bought Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden on my Switch, even though you can play it on Game Pass right now. I bought it on Switch because I love Persona 4. You can't see it in this, but like in my actual background back here, like I have Persona 4 stuff. I have all Persona stuff in general. I have Persona 3 movies that I got that I've talked about on here before. Persona 3 Dancing, Persona 3 PSP. Like I have Persona 3 Portable, like the actual version of it. Fez, I have that version of it. Like, and then Persona 4, like I have every Persona 4. I even have it on my PS3 digitally, like for the original one. Um, yeah, those games are great. Persona 4 is amazing. It's still my top Persona game. I streamed a little bit of it last Saturday, and I think I tweeted about it, but I basically wrote, um, like after just playing like 3 hours of it, like streaming, it like basically reminded me like, yep, this is the best Persona game, and here's why. Like here are all these dots. Like the characters are amazing. They don't, yes, the story and stuff is a little long in the beginning, as every Persona game is, but there isn't really a downbeat anywhere. Like it's very much like go go go. This thing happens and this thing happens and this thing happens. Um, as far as, and as well as I don't know, you're just meeting people and doing things at a steady rate. Compared
yeah,
to Persona 5, they kind of lack of a better term, this is why I always say they kind of uncharted to it. Where
they
like
did.
you start in the middle and then you kind of work your way up. And so like Persona 5 does that. Like you start in the action, because one of the biggest complaints about Personas in general is that like, hey, that intro is really long. Like you're going to sit through like a 3 hour cutscene or a tutorial essentially. Like yeah, you do. But like I'm not bored, at least with
Yeah,
Persona 4. Persona 3 is a little different because I never really played Persona 3 Portable a whole lot. Persona 3 Portable is a PSP game. It's weird that they remastered this one, but supposedly Persona 3 Fez has spaghetti code, in the sense of like it just wouldn't do well. Like they have to like work on it in order to make it work. And so that's why they did Fez or Portable instead. And portable, since it is a PSP game, they took a lot of things out of it. They took out the walking around, so now it's like a cursor on a map. They made it more of a visual novel with fights instead of a PS JRPG, honestly. Um, because there are certain things in the beginning, like I watched someone, I forget what their name is, unfortunately, but on YouTube, they're streaming, and they go over ports and like what is the best version of something, and they're streaming every single version of Persona
Oh
3.
wow.
So they had like Persona 3 Portable up, they had the original Persona 3 Portable up from, or I guess kind of like via like a PS TV download that way. They had Persona Fez up like on a PS3 or PS2, and then they had Persona 3 Portable on on Switch or PC or something. So they had like every version, and they show you what's different. The main thing is like, yeah, there are no more animated cutscenes at all. It's all visual novel, like description, and then this and that. And you don't see like the character models like moving anymore. You just see still images of characters, and
Oh wow.
it does take away from it. Like it honestly does. But I mean, this isn't the first time we've seen it like this. And the main reason why you're playing Persona 3 is for the story, and Persona 3 has an excellent story. And this isn't my preferred way to play. Probably the Fez version, but even then, that has its shortcomings. But as long as you're playing Persona 3, you can't really go wrong. I would say though, this wasn't. It feels kind of lazy that they gave us this version. Um, but I mean, I'll take what I can get. So I bought both of them. But yeah, Persona 4, great game. Persona 3, still a great game. But Persona 3 has a little bit of different thing. You can play as a female MC for the first time. So there's two different characters you can play. There's male or female, and female is different. Female gets a little bit of different story, different social links, different dating avenues. Vincent from I don't know if it is in this version, but original Persona 3 Portable, Vincent from Catherine is a social link, and he's just like in like the bar or something, and it takes place, I think, before the events of Catherine. It would technically have to because of Catherine spoilers,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, there's just like cool little things like that that make it worthwhile. So if you have played Persona 3 before and you've never played Persona 3 Portable, definitely give the female route a look. But otherwise, yeah, just really just been playing that Final Fantasy game, Origin, Stranger of Paradise, and then also just playing a little bit of Persona, and then oh yeah, I watch because we talk about watching stuff. I
Oh yeah.
guess I watched 3 episodes of that '90s show. Not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad.
See, I never liked that '70s show, so
That '70s show is an okay show, I would say. It was one of those things where I just like watched because it was on, and then I eventually liked it. Um, but yeah, that '90s show is not a bad show. Honestly, it's pretty on par with that '70s show. So that's not saying much, but at the same time, that's not taking away from it. Like it's still worth a watch if you enjoy that '70s show enough. There's a lot of cameos, a lot of stuff like that. Um, and then let's see. I watched a Sword Art Online movie, Aria of something something. Um, I don't know if you've ever watched Sword Art Online before, like the original. But this is a movie that takes place. It's called Sword Art Online Progressive, is what the title is mainly called. But it's based on a light novel series where Asuna, like the female lead, is the main protagonist instead of Kirito,
okay.
and it's different. Kirito doesn't have his dual wield. He like I don't know. He was actually likable in this movie too. He wasn't really all that creepy. And they didn't nerf Asuna. Like she was a character. Like she always kind of had a good character, but then they throw her in stupid like harem stuff and tropes. Whereas in this movie, like she was the main character, and she had um I don't know, goals and aspirations, like all this stuff. Like she was really good, and that's what made the movies, because it focuses, it's from her perspective of everything. And like the whole thing of the first half of Sword Art Online is that it's in Aincrad or whatever, like that place, and you're trying to go up all 99 or all 100 levels to get to the top to get out. And yeah, Sword Art Online is basically a dot hack essentially. But Yuki Kajira, who does dot hack music, did the music for this movie, so it felt
Really?
very dot hack. And then also for this movie only takes place in the first level, like the first floor, and that's it. And this movie is like a 2.5 hour movie.
Wow.
Um, so like they really expand on everything, and that movie feels very dot hack in the sense of like they're actually dealing with the game instead of the story of the characters. Like yes, like I don't know, it just feels more developed. And the second movie comes out February 3rd, I think. And so it's going to be in a bunch of different places. I'm going to go to Indianapolis and go watch that at our only place in Indiana to watch it. Um, but yeah, it's really good. So if you like sword art, you'll like this probably better. Because like I don't know, it fixed a lot of my issues with sword art. Like there's a lot of Mary Sue stuff with Kirito, where like I don't know, he's just too overpowered. Everyone likes him for no reason. He has the dual wield for no reason, just because plot. Whereas this, it takes a lot of that stuff out of it and makes it a little more grounded, I guess I should say,
Right.
as much as you can. But
Yeah, I remember watching that. I don't even remember where I started watching that.
it's an older show. It's like from
I want
2010, 2011.
I want to say Adult Swim had it on.
It might
Is
have.
where I was watching it, and
Yeah.
then they had a bunch of different spin-offs.
Yeah,
So
I mean, there's different. Every season essentially is a different game.
yeah, like there's one where it's like a shooter.
Yep, that's series 2. That's like season 3 technically.
Yeah, but I did like the show. I don't know why I stopped. Oh, I think I watched it when he got married. It was really weird. Uh, when I stopped watching it, it's like in season one. It just got a little weird, but
Yeah,
I think that's really cool.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's definitely one of those shows that people like a lot, and it has some merits to it, but overall, like there are a lot of negatives to it, in my opinion. But this movie again fixed all of that. So if you were creeped out by some things by the original Sword Art, so far it hasn't happened. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'd recommend watching this first movie at least and see what you think. But yeah, that's all I've really done. I talked a lot of time. So
Oh, you're fine. I mean, that's what that's for.
yeah.
So I've been playing Halo. I think I told that to Alex. I got banned this week,
Mm-hmm.
two
Too good.
days.
Too good. That's why.
Well, I got banned because like I got in these groups for ranked, and they sucked, and so I would leave the match early. Um, I also dropped a full level for that.
Wow.
But and I won't be doing that again. But God, man, it just is so frustrating. So my son got an Xbox for Christmas, so he has been playing it. So I at
Okay.
least have another person on the team. And once we get Alex on board,
Ha
3 people on the team.
ha 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 ha.
But I have been playing Crisis Core a little bit here and there. Um, I was actually moving my games around, and I saw all these Switch games I bought during the holidays, like Digimon Survive,
I still haven't
and
touched that.
I bought this one where it's like a monster, like hunter slash Pokemon game on Switch for like $12. Um, but I have all these games I've not played. I've not touched Saints Row since the major update.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to start finishing some of these. I almost re-downloaded Ghost of Tsushima, but I'm like, nope. I finished it twice. I really gotta like play a little bit more. Although I did play, it's like an old school looking game, Curse of the Blood Moon, the second one. and I'm
Okay.
almost done with that one.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would
yeah.
I would say I'm about 85% done. So,
Okay.
and it literally plays like Castlevania 3. I mean, switching characters, but the graphics look just amazing.
Hmm.
Really awesome music. I'm really stuck at a point now, but that as for things that I got, I'm going to show a couple things, and I got these before this week. One thing I got from Limited Run, I reserved it as soon as it came out, but it is the Battletoads Double Dragon. It's just the top level they had. It actually comes with an NES cart in there.
Does it work?
I haven't tried it yet.
Okay.
It is
Because I know
open.
some of them work, and then some of them are just for show. It depends on what you buy.
This one works
Okay.
supposedly. So it comes with a stand. It's like it looks like the art of that. It's got a little rare sign on the side. Um, I mean, this thing is legit cool. Um,
Hmm.
Once I got it, I sent a picture to our buddy Zach and Alex, and they were like, "This is super cool." Um, so, as uh, for limited run, this came out really quick. I feel like I ordered it early fall, maybe in the early summer, and I got it, November or December
It's
range.
not bad.
Yeah, so I feel like that was really quick. Now my night trap, yeah, who knows when I'm getting that? Because I bought the top tier. Why I bought the top tier, I'll never know. Um, who knows? Who knows
Only
that?
you. Only you would
Yeah,
buy the top tier Night Trap.
I did. And I don't know if you remember what it comes with. So it comes with a big box. It
Yeah.
comes with the 5 version, 2 action figures, the script of the movie, and a documentary about that game from like I think a year or so ago.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty cool. And like I'll open it. I won't open the game because to be honest, if I really want the game, I'll just buy it and download it digitally.
Hmm.
Um, so that I mean that who knows where I'll get that.
Yeah.
But this was a game that I played a lot when I was younger. Definitely a lot easier than Battletoads itself.
Hmm.
Also, I thought it was really cool that you had 2 different characters from 2 different games together. I mean, everyone knew who Double Dragon was, and everyone knew the Battletoads. I mean, this was like, I mean, technically, this was just a Double Dragon game with Battletoads in it.
Hmm.
But that's super cool. The other thing I got this for Christmas, and I have to say, like, I've talked a lot about this, and now that I have one, so I got an Evercade for Christmas. Um, this thing's super sweet. I was playing Earthworm Jim on it. Um, it looks fantastic. Um, Now this one is their first model they came out with.
Hmm.
They have a second model that was just not easy to get, so I don't have that one. But so far I've got 5 games uh, that I've got. But I will tell you, playing Earthworm Jim on this thing is pretty legit. Um, they've got save states for every single game. Um, and they've got everything from Atari. So this one came with Atari Collection One, Interplay, and then Data East. So
Okay. Pretty good
play,
collection there.
Boogerman's on there, Clay Fighters, of course Earthworm Jim. But then you have like all these old Atari games. But what was really cool for Data East, they had like Bad Dudes
Okay.
from like NES. Um, this console you can actually plug into your TV through HDMI
Hmm.
and use that as a controller.
Oh, cool.
So I will they have a home console now that
Hmm.
you can just does that, and then they have the new one that just came out. I think it's like I can't remember the name of it, but it's just hard to get because uh, you know what this is a crazy story. I heard it on the CU podcast, so this is not my news, but they had a truck full of the limited edition ones in the new console to be shipped out, right? Like,
Hmm.
why? Someone jacked the semi. I can't make this stuff up.
Yeah, I remember hearing that actually. Yeah.
And so they're still hard to get. And I'll eventually get it because it comes with a Capcom one. But what's cool is Captain Commando's on there. which is one you don't see very often.
Mhm.
And there was a Mega Man on there, which I
Okay.
thought was crazy for this little handheld. So, and I know in the podcast I've talked several times about getting this. This thing is honestly legit. It feels like it's a little bit smaller than a Switch,
Mhm.
but the quality on this thing is really well put together. It feels really nice. Yeah, this thing's pretty cool. And they actually come with cartridges, but each game box has a instruction booklet for all the games that are on that cart,
Okay. That's cool.
like color pictures. I mean,
Mhm.
it's pretty cool. And the fact that you could stop any game and do a save state is pretty crazy. So, uh, yeah, this thing's one of my favorite things. I got it for Christmas. Yeah, I've actually used it quite a bit. I like to play it a lot of times before I go to bed. So,
Cool.
yeah, so that was just kind of a quick thing there. Let's jump into some of the stories. Forsaken is out now. When this podcast release, it's out. But the reviews that have been going up have been not so good. Um, I think the crazy thing was a lot of people didn't get review copies until after it came out. We were talking about Kind of Funny actually got like two copies.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And Greg Miller said this game's just not good at all. This is supposed to be a Square Enix big budget game. And I remember when we first saw the trailer when she was kind of like flying through the air fighting dragons, I thought that was really cool. But man, I don't know. You brought up is that the Metacritic score there?
Yeah, these are all Metacritics here. It's a 68 overall. Like people have been getting it middling reviews. Metacritic is a little different by how you do things. But like overall it's in the 60s. It seems a lot of these 60s and 50s. And so like I can see that by everything that I've seen about this. Like IGN I guess gave it a 6. Um or essentially a 60. Um but yeah, everything I've seen about this game, it just doesn't look good.
No.
It seems to play really awkwardly. Like I've heard it's a PS5 game, but like it's all the things that you want for like a PS5 exclusive, it doesn't do it right. So like the haptic I don't know, like the triggers and stuff like that. I heard someone say turn that off because otherwise you're fighting the triggers and it makes the game harder to play. It's not like a cool like Spider-Man like when you're doing stuff like you can like kind of like feel the thwip of like you swing in and stuff. You can feel
Oh
that
yeah.
in there, so it's like a little harder to like push the triggers. But for this game, it seems like it's just like impossible to do things correctly because the triggers are actively fighting against you, you clicking them. And yeah, it also like yeah, just a lot of weird animation things. And the main thing that everyone has been hating, I feel, and the thing that I've haven't liked since I first saw the trailer for this game, the dialogue is very cringy, it's very lazy, and it honestly just sounds like me just like I could just have a normal conversation with someone and that's the game's dialogue. And I don't know, I personally don't think that should be in a game.
No.
Like it's just like, whoa, that's nuts, are you sure? Yeah, whoa, crazy. Like I don't know, like this doesn't how
I
much are
guess
you paying these people for?
you know what's crazy is like I watched the videos of like some of the horrible dialogue and I'm like, oh, this is like do you know what it reminded me of?
Excessive swearing as well, like
Yeah.
that's the thing that hits it. But yeah, sorry, what were you
I,
saying?
except for the excessive swearing, it reminds me literally of the Disney live action like preteen teen shows, that kind of acting.
Johnny
Where it was,
Tsunami.
oh my god, yeah, like over exaggerated, just like
Yeah.
I mean, my kids love it. My little
Hmm.
ones, oh my gosh, they love those. But
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, oh, this is just awful.
Yeah.
But and I guess what the other thing I saw, I'm not sure which one it was, but someone had it running side by side like an Assassin's Creed, but it was like an older Assassin's Creed.
Huh.
Like you can't even tell the difference. That's how bad it is. It does not look polished.
No.
What I've seen, it does not look good at all. And I guess for this next gen, this is not what we were wanting. I feel like
Yeah.
for Sony, it's like the second time they had this big thing that was promised, and it was supposed to be the greatest thing ever, and here we are. We we're kind of stuck with it. A lot of people were comparing it to Cyberpunk, but my thing is for Cyberpunk though, it just didn't work at all. Like the
Yeah.
game looks like it works. It's just
Yeah.
not well put together.
Yeah, and I've also seen stuff where it's like supposedly like there are some good ideas here or there, and like there are good elements of things, but just doesn't execute it well.
Right?
But yeah, I never played the demo. I'm gonna be honest. So like again, we are just talking about other people's opinions. We have not played the game.
No.
However, I never planned on playing this game in the first place for all of these reasons. I never
I
thought that it looked good. I never thought that it sounded great, and yeah, it just looked bad.
I remember when I think we saw this. I think it was during like our E3 things we did a while ago,
Hmm.
or maybe we were just talking about it. I thought it looked great, and then I was like, kind of, I totally forgot it was coming out. I'm like, oh crap, it's coming out.
Well, because it got delayed too. This was a
Yeah,
delayed version of it.
but like, here's the crazy thing is like, even with the delays, I had no idea. I was like, oh my gosh, I guess it's out.
Yeah.
As we're like Hogwarts Legacy, I'm like been watching it. I'm seeing a bunch of stuff. They've,
Don't get me started on that game.
I'm telling you, man, the more I see about it, the more it looks like it's gonna be really fun.
I hope
Uh,
so, but what was the last game this company made? Cars 3? Like, they don't have a pedigree of these. Yes, they're working on it, and they've been working on it for a long time. I'm just very worried for everyone who's going to expect way more out of this game than there actually is.
you have to look them up. They've done a couple. They've in the last couple months they've done like videos with the team, and they
Yeah.
showed the broom mechanic, like of you flying. Man, if they did a Cars game before and this is what they're working on now, it looks like fun. Also, they've also announced in the arena you can kill other students.
I did see the Avada Kedavra and all that stuff, but
That's super sweet.
it so I
I
feel
looked
bad for that company or that developer because like yes, JK Rowling says things and is not a good person. And yes, all of that. However, like vote with your wallet against people because like yes, she is going to get paid for this regardless. But it seems like regardless of how I think about this game or whatever, it is a passion project for them, and you can really tell in a lot of these interviews and things, and they've attempted to put a lot of things into this, so I hope it's very good. I think this game's going to get review bombed because they're going to judge it on JK Rowling, and that's not fair to them, and hopefully they get more games with IP either similar to this or whatever to where they can make something great like this because yeah, I have seen some of those videos and stuff where like yeah, it does look really cool and ambitious, but I'm just still scared for it just because like this isn't normally their cup of tea. So like I'm
Yeah,
cautiously optimistic and I yeah, so basically what I was saying is like yeah, it's going to not do well maybe in that sense. I hope it does well, but I'm probably going to get it on sale because it's probably going to go on sale pretty quickly. And I'm not rushing to my local Targets or whatever to go in and purchase this game. Because I don't really, I love like, I, I, I really like those movies. And I'm actually watch Half Blood Prince last week recently and yeah, I love those movies. I love that world more or less. So like it'd be really cool to see a game like this, but I'm not holding my breath.
I will tell you what we will see on clearance is this game right here.
Yep. Oh yeah, Forspoken for sure.
I mean, I bought Gotham Knights, and I literally played like 40 minutes of it, and this is another big, huge budget game, right?
Hmm.
And I was like, God, this is not good. And I know you don't like the Batman games, but you at least remember how fluent the fighting was.
Yep.
It feels like stagger. So, I mean, this is another game that was supposed to be a big budget, supposed to be something crazy, supposed to be something we all wanted, and here we are. So, I don't know. Square Enix needs to get their crap together and figure this one out. I would say I've not played it. I'm gonna download the demo just to see what everyone's talking about, um, and see for myself.
Hmm.
But it's not just like one person; it's a lot of people saying it. So,
Yeah,
man, we're just gonna go from bad to worse. Let's just this. I was looking at this list. This list is all like really bad
it
stuff. But
is. It's fun.
Netflix is being an asshole again, and so they are saying like end of March we are cracking down on this. Um, so I personally will probably get rid of my Netflix. The last thing I watched on there that was like that I watched all the way through was Wednesday. Um, and probably what I will do is I will go back and redo it to watch other shows when they come out that I want to watch.
Hmm.
So like Stranger Things, when that comes out, I'll wait till all the episodes are out. I'll sign on for a month. I will do my month. I will watch those shows, and then I'll be done.
Yeah,
This just it doesn't make sense to me anymore because they're not like the number one streaming service anymore. So, and last time I checked, believe it or not, Disney Plus, that Hulu Disney Plus ESPN
it's
package,
cheap.
yeah, it does. And so I have Hulu right now. There's so much stuff on there,
Mm.
um, TV shows and everything else. And so I also have Disney Plus. So just for the fact of everything that's on Disney there. Now I'm a parent, so we watch Disney probably every single day. But um, I just feel like Netflix is not the top dog anymore. And to be able to do this, if I remember correctly, so I think they're going to do like $2.99 per household using this system. Correct?
I don't think it's official, but there has been some sort of stuff
Yeah,
talked about that within here. Yeah, about increasing. Um, yeah, I can't really find anything specific, but yeah, that you can pay for extra people, or lately you can transfer um like to, yeah, basically transfer profiles to its own profile,
yeah,
which is crazy as well. Like I pay for Hulu and my whole family uses it. Um
yeah.
and so like I think that's fair. Like I don't know, I'm gonna talk bad about this again, but whatever. Like there are people like this. I'm not someone who is using a Nintendo Switch Online family account and just trying to like gain the system, even though you're not actually a family. Um, like it's legitimately my family who is using this Netflix. And you can tell because like one, most of us have like never moved, so it's always the same IP addresses here or there. And two, like no real new, if a new device has been added, it's still in the same location. It's not in a different state elsewhere or whatever. Um like yeah, you can pay certain prices for Netflix and then make it so you're paying like, oh, you're paying for 4 screens here, you're paying for this. If I'm paying for those screens, let me use those screens in any IP I wish. Like
Yeah.
you can crack down on people, sure. But if I am already paying for these screens, that means that I am paying for me to watch it, my mom to watch it over in a different state, and then like my older sister to watch it in another state. Like we should each be able to watch it at the same time.
And I agree. I think if they were going to change it differently, now the most curious thing is everybody that has a streaming service is watching this now. They're watching to see what happens. Um, I watched the thing on MSNBC. They had a couple analysts on there, and they were talking about this. They think, now this is just them. This is not me. They think once they decide to roll this out, they're going to lose another 500,000 subscribers. They lost 200,000 subscribers when they initially had announced that they were going to do this. They've lost so many people in between that the board was suing Netflix because they have a right to. They're making sure they're making their money,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's just a crazy thing. Like I don't know. And granted, there's billions of subscribers, but if you lost 500,000 subscribers in like a week or 2 weeks, that those numbers can't be good
No.
at all. And to be honest, I'm not on Netflix very much. Every now and then, like I think the last thing that I watched movie wise was Bullet Train. That because I wanted to watch it and I didn't want to pay like to rent it.
Yeah.
And I knew it was coming out and I watched it there. But for like, oh, we got all this programming, blah blah blah. I don't think they do have what they think they have. Um, Everyone's doing it. I mean, you can go to HBO and there's like shows they're doing.
I, f-
Paramount Plus does it.
I
Everyone
feel
does
like the next one who's going to do this is Disney, depending on how this goes. I really think Disney is going to be the next one to crack down on all this kind of stuff. Because they're hitting the one, they're Disney, so they have, I feel like they have unlimited money to a degree, but they're becoming Netflix. They are increasing monthly prices already because they're like, oh, you like our shows? Well, we have to make more shows. In order to make more shows and more budget, you're going to have to pay more. And that does make sense to a degree. Like,
right.
yes, you are like Mandalorian season 3 is going to have a bigger budget than the first one. Like, that makes sense. And it should be better and bigger and all this, especially if we're getting all these movies here very soon. Like, I never saw Wakanda Forever. I just didn't have the chance to. But that's going to be on Disney Plus February 1st, I think.
Yeah.
So like that's coming here pretty soon. That other movie that came out over winter break, I forget what it's called, but it's an animated movie. It's not Pixar, and or maybe it is Pixar. I don't know, but it's some movie, Strange World or something.
That's
Uh,
out.
like yeah, that's on Disney Plus now. So like I get it that like these prices and stuff need to increase in certain degrees, and like that's all fair and good. Um, but I feel like Netflix is or Disney is going to back themselves in the corner where they might have to start doing this for users and stuff. But and then if Disney starts doing it, Hulu is going to start doing it since they're owned by Disney, and then HBO is going to start doing it, and then all this other stuff.
I think what
Um,
you're gonna. I think what they'll do is they'll do that thing where it's like, $20 a month if you've got 4 screens, and you can do whatever you want with them. I think Disney's gonna do it smarter. I
I
think
hope so.
Disney's seeing. I think if you've ever noticed, they started off at like what was it, $4.99 a month or
It was
something crazy,
something, yeah, something
and then
really small.
they went to 7, and then they're now at 10. In the last couple of years, they've gone up a little bits here and there, testing the water, seeing how it works. I was doing a yearly subscription.
Mm-hmm.
This year, I'm just going to pay the 10.99 just because, at this point, once you get past the $100 range per
It's
year,
cheaper than Hulu right now. Hulu actually went up. It's like $15 now.
yeah. So I pay $30 a month for Hulu. I pay $10 for that, and I pay $20 for Netflix. Which isn't bad because when I had cable, I was paying over $100 a month just for the box and just for the channels I had.
Yep.
Uh, you know, so but like HBO is another one where I feel like, man, what are they doing? They keep taking shows away. Uh, we were trying to watch that Witches movie they did. Do you remember they made that Witches movie a while back with Anna Hathaway? It was a
Oh
remake.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So that's an HBO Max movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer on there. You have to rent it from Amazon now. But I feel like these other companies are watching and they're seeing we could come up with a way that people can share that information without seeming like really scummy. And
Mm-hmm.
I think the problem also was is Netflix talks so much smack.
Yeah.
We're gonna raise prices. Well, are you guys losing money? No, we made money. We made the highest profit ever, but we just want more money. Like they legitimately came out and say it. So I think that didn't work for them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think you're right. I think Disney and Hulu will do something together, but it's just a matter of like when they do it and what they do. But I think theirs will still be better. I still think that. Like,
Yeah.
I share it with my mom and then my kids. So the other question is if my son has it on his cell phone and then he goes to school or he goes to Florida with friends and he's now watching it in Florida, is that another fee? That's what I want to
They're
know.
gonna supposedly give you like a thing sent to your email, and you have like 15 minutes to respond.
Okay.
But I don't know if that's gonna kick you out over where you're at. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be like, all right, this is the new IP address zone. Like I
Right.
don't know what's happening there. You brought up a good point that we didn't talk about in the very beginning. So I want to talk about this briefly um, while we're here. Um, did you watch The Last of Us yet?
I have not.
Okay, never mind
It's in
then. Never mind.
no, it's in my queue. I want to get a couple episodes in to kind of like because you know how it is. You watch one, you're like, I gotta watch another.
The first episode is an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So
So
like,
I
yeah.
have not watched it. I have not.
Okay.
So I know maybe we talk about that once I've watched it.
Okay.
I have played the game, so I do
Oh
know,
yeah.
and I've heard rumors of the stories going around.
Yeah.
Uh, then we can have full fledged conversations about it once I've watched some
Okay.
more. Watch it.
All right. Cool. Well, just making sure because I've seen both episodes so far, and oh boy, this is a show. All right. It's good. It's really good. So
Um, I'm presently trying to finish Moon Knight, so
okay.
I think I have like one episode left. So, all right, so let's move on to the last news story. Um, Justin, uh, famed creator from Rick and Morty. Um, there's been some domestic abuse charges against him, and so with the new season of Rick and Morty they're working on, he will not be on that season. Um, and we've kind of pulled up here. Some of the tweets have been going out. Now, I heard that they asked him to leave, but according to this, he left on his own. Is that right?
Um. Let's see. He left on his own from the Squanch games.
Okay.
Rick and Morty. Uh. Let's see. Rick and Morty. I think it was kind of like an Adult Swim thing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. So, but yeah. I mean, this happened. I don't know. The he was charged for it in May 2020, with one felony count of domestic battery with corporal injury and one felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and or deceit. Charges were filed by anonymous Jane Doe, who alleged that the incident in question happened in January 2020. Roiland pleaded not guilty to charges later that year, and then pretrial hearings have already been held. But yeah, then stuff broke, and yeah, so a lot of stuff just kind of broke recently because it's actually gonna like go to court. It seems so. Um, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things about this. Obviously, domestic abuse and all that is that's no good. It really isn't.
Yeah.
Um, at the same time, I mean, if all this stuff is true and in the court of and seen so by the court of law, that is a horrible thing, and all these things should be happening. Yes. I have not followed up enough on this to see what is happening here or there, but I mean, Justin removing himself from Squanch Games is kind of a telltale sign, like because him leaving on his own accord is kind of saying like, yeah, this is gonna be bad. I'm gonna be charged with this. In my opinion, it kind of seems like yeah, this is gonna happen. I don't want you to get you guys involved in it. Peace. Um, in my opinion, but yeah, there's it's never a good thing, and this is gonna be bad because like yeah, they talk about how yep they're still dedicated and working on season 7. Okay,
Yeah.
who's Rick, who's Morty, who is half of the characters. um I'm afraid that this show, they how many they've ordered a lot of seasons of the show first of all, and there are probably a lot of seasons and stuff that are in the works right now. um how do they have to redub these? Are they going to continue with it?
I don't
With as Rick, as Justin Roiland, as these characters, at least for the things that are already finished. This show is going to be a completely different show without Justin Roiland because he is the co-creator, yes, but like it has a lot of his humor. There's also another show that I like, called Solar Opposites, which is created by him. Um, I think it might be co-created by him and someone else, but that's very much like his show. Same thing with Squanch Games, the High on Life and stuff like that. High on Life is an amazing game. I love that game so much. It hits right there. I haven't finished it yet, but like it's very much his humor, and so without that, I don't think any of these things are ever going to be the same again. Um, but like that's not the end of the world. People shouldn't freak out over this. It's just media. Um, I don't know. I feel like I'm
well,
talking in circles at this point.
well, and I mean, we. I'm not gonna say too much about what he's being charged with. Once he's done with court, and that we'll we'll kind of go from there. As for like some of these projects, it does suck. Um, you know, I will just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah,
You know, Rick and Morty is hilarious. I'm actually playing on Life as well on my computer.
yeah,
Every now and then, and that game is just stupid funny.
yeah,
Uh, and it's great. It's really well done. Um, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. And kind of one person maybe ruin it for everybody else.
hmm
You know, and that's what I'll say on that. But that just sucks. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what happens on that.
yeah. It's gonna. I don't know. It's gonna be bad because
I agree.
and
I think it's
there's
gonna.
a lot of things like because like regardless of any of this stuff, like say in a I'm not gonna say perfect world because like I don't care one way or the other. I am a fan of Rick and Morty, but if this ended, I wouldn't again like tear up a McDonald's for some Szechuan sauce.
Yeah.
But say that if they find out that he is officially not guilty, um, he's not going like I don't know, like his career might be kind of tainted at that point. So I don't know what else he can really do. There are also other allegations and stuff on Twitter that I'm not gonna go into of him talking to a minor at a certain time. I don't know how true those are. Like yes, there are clips or like screenshots of it, but you can I don't know. You can do screenshots and like mess with those. So who really knows? I'm gonna trust the court of law and all that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, I really like this show. I really like the games. I really like his humor. But yeah, if this is what's gonna happen, it's what's gonna happen. And yeah, it. I don't really have anything else to say. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just kind of a thing that's happening, and Now it's
right.
gonna be one of those things where I'm like, man, I can't do Rick and Morty voices anymore because otherwise people are gonna be like, hey, it's you, it's Justin Roiland. I'm like, no, it's not me, I swear. No, it's just gonna be bad taste.
Oh, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I mean, I don't know. Those are some pretty
Yeah.
serious charges.
I know the world wants what I've seen lately. The world wants Alex Hirsch to take over and be Rick and Morty. Alex Hirsch is a creator of cartoonist. He did Gravity Falls, if you remember that cartoon. He does a lot of voices and stuff too, and a lot of things. So everyone's like, yeah, he could do those voices. He could take over the mantle and help co-create and stuff because he's really good with a lot of world building and I don't know, just crazy humor. So I think he would be a good choice if they were gonna choose someone to take over the mantle. Because yeah, you can't just kill Rick and Morty. So yeah, I'm curious what they're gonna do with the next season. Um, yeah.
It'll be interesting. It really will be, and we'll just have to wait and see and let him do. I think I think everyone should be allowed to have their day in court.
Mhm.
We'll go from there. I know when Johnny Depp went, we're like already like saying things like this, and then he went to he ended up suing Amber Heard, and then he won. Um, I don't know if that's ever going to get anything back that he lost, but
Who knows? I mean,
you
that
know,
was a crazy court mess. Like, regardless of like who you were rooting for, they're both insane, and it's just wow.
I think the worst part was is like that one lawyer he had Johnny Depp had, you know, Amber Heard lawyer, she should have got a refund because she was not good.
Oh yeah.
Um, she would mess up, and then the look on the other girl's face or the other lady's face, you'd be like, she knows she's got this. Um, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Reading body language, but
Yeah.
yeah. Well, next, I promise our next one we should have some more positive things. I do have a shout out of the week, and they don't know they're a shout out, but Um, anyone that knows, and I've talked about the podcast, there is a documentary called Nintendo Quest.
Oh, it's on YouTube now, isn't it?
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube, you can watch it on Tubi. So I follow the director and the creator of that, the two people, which by the way were Nintendo. They were friends uh, back when they were kids. They had the Nintendo Club, which I thought was kind of cool.
Okay.
Uh, they're doing this. So I watched Rob do a thing over the week. It was a live event, and they are working on Nintendo Quest 2. And they're not really talking about if it's going to be Super Nintendo, which would make sense to get every single North American Super Nintendo title within like 30 days. That's what Nintendo Quest was.
They can do that. It's easy.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it is, but there's some like real. I mean, obviously, there's no stadium events in there. Like, come
No,
on,
there is a Donkey Kong Country, like what is it, challenge or something. Nintendo, it's like what's that called? The NES Championships, like essentially that, but it's a Donkey
yeah.
Kong
Well,
country speedrun thing. But
well, and now he excluded that game,
okay.
but he got every single title, including obviously like Little Samsons, the Flintstones game that was only a Blockbuster, and he did get a stadium events. So he didn't make his 30 days. He missed like 3 games, right?
Hmm.
End of the documentary, he had everything, including stadium events, which is crazy because I mean, at that time, at this time it was going for like $70,000. So I couldn't imagine. This movie's like 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
Uh, but I want to do a shout out to
Cool.
everyone that listens to the podcast. Definitely check them out. They are on they're on YouTube, but watch the documentary. I think more than anything, if you're a collector, just watching to see what those prices are
Yeah.
when they spend $60 on Ducktales too, um, or like $25 on Mighty Final Fight. I think for Little Samson, I think he paid like $500.
Okay.
These prices are non-existent anymore.
Yeah.
Bro. But I wanted to give that as a shout out just because I've been following them, especially on YouTube, and they're just great.
Mm.
So if you get a chance, check it out. I mean, it's free on YouTube right now, and it's great. So
Cool. Awesome.
that has been our show. Um, we do this bi-weekly, so there will be no episode next week, but the week after we'll do one. We do an audio and a video version here. We are on Twitter, so check us out on Twitter. Join the conversations on Twitter and on Facebook at Get At It Gaming on Facebook and on Twitter. Um, this episode will release on Wednesday of what is Wednesday? Oh, the 25th of this month. And then on Friday of that week, the video version will. So, uh, you know, as we go into this fourth year of doing this podcast, which is crazy in my mind, we thank everybody that listens and subscribes. You guys are all fantastic. So let's see what we can do this year.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
Do you have anything else, Alex?
I do not, except get at it.
Get at it.